Hello and welcome to the therapy floor with me, Dr. Ritz.
And me, Dr. Vicky. We are on the floor getting deep into the human experience, unpacking everyday dilemmas through the lenses of two psychologists.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Part 2.
Part 2. If you've not seen part 1, we discussed a dilemma where someone came in with a complicated mix of emotions, didn't they? Around self-identity, feeling empty, but also being quite a judgmental person, but also wanting to form some connections in life, struggling with empathy. I could say more, but you could go back and watch it, which I recommend you do.
You summarised that really well.
Did I? Thank you. Just kind of like came from the head. But we've got another dilemma.
Okay, here we go. And this person says, "Hi, I'm a 45-year-old man. I'm married and I have 3 kids. I have a good job. I live in a great house. And by all accounts, I appear to have made it in life. Good for you. However, I regularly engage in self-destructive behaviours and self-sabotage. This can range from creeping downstairs to binge eat on junk food at night or staying up late to gamble. It's annoying because I'm aware that I'm doing it in the moment and then I go on to regret it afterwards. I keep behaving in ways that I know bring about feelings of shame, sadness, and feeling unworthy. How can I get past this?"
Right. Wow. Okay.
This person is very articulate.
I was going to say...
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, they already know that they're engaging in destructive behaviours. They already know that they're doing something that they wouldn't want to be doing.
Yeah.
And also they're aware that they're doing it in the moment.
Yeah.
Which is always like the first step, isn't it?
I'd want to know, did they know or did someone bring it to their attention?
Oh, yeah.
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 Because he says that he's married and I wonder, like, did he figure it out himself? Did the person he's married to bring it up with him? Like, how has this self-awareness come about? Because this person seems very self-aware.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and in your process of learning about yourself, and I wonder do you know what you want to be doing?
What's the habit you want to change?
Yeah.
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 Or what's the new habit you want to form?
Yeah, like, do you know where you want to go?
Yeah.
Do you know what you want to be doing instead? Why have you called this destructive and sabotaging? Like, what actually are you sabotaging? Because someone could be engaging in this kind of behaviour and just think, oh, it's just a bad habit.
But still living a life.
Yeah. And not necessarily judging themselves other than thinking, oh, I just got some bad habits. But for you to label this as destructive and sabotagey, my own word there, sabotagey, what exactly are you sabotaging? That's my first question to you.
For me, it sounds like, I don't know why, but it's the family.
Okay.
Like, because he mentions this life.
Yeah.
He mentions this life that he's married. He's got 3.
Picture perfect
Yes.
life.
Yeah. He's got these 3 kids. He lives in this great house. He's got a great job. You know, I've got it all. So it's like, are you sabotaging that?
Yeah.
Is that dream that you've created for yourself did you want it? Is that slowly now chipping away?
Yeah. I was actually going to reference that as well, because he has gone to great lengths to describe the perfect life. But is that the perfect life that you wanted? Are you rebelling against something that you ought to appreciate and enjoy, but actually you don't?
Or is it an empty win?
Oh.
So what I mean by that is sometimes, like, we have these goals in life that we think, right, I want to achieve this and I want to achieve that. And they're quite big things, like the house, the career, the kids, the marriage, the car. And then when you get there, it just feels so empty. And I worked with this quite a lot with clients, and I call those empty wins because they're so big that once you reach them, you're like, I don't really feel anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Inside, nothing's really clicked or changed, or was I meant to have this like woohoo moment when I got there?
Yeah.
And so I wonder if along the way, did you miss out on the small wins?
I know. I was actually thinking back to us, like, how many years ago was it now? 9 years ago. Mm. Remember when we finished our doctorate?
Yeah.
And I clearly remember you saying, did you say this or did I dream it? And
I don't know, waiting for it now.
Sorry. That there was just a bit of like an anticlimactic thing of us like studying for 3 years and fighting our way through that course to then doing our Viva and then being told that we'd passed.
Yeah.
Or like do your corrections, have your certificate.
And that was it.
And then it's like, oh, okay. This thing that I've been working towards for like not just 3 years, like 7 years of my life, I've got it now. And life just feels normal.
Yeah.
And I think that can happen when we're looking for, like you say, we're looking for the big stuff, but we're not necessarily taking time to be grateful, enjoy, appreciate the small wins along the way.
Yeah. Yeah. That feels like that's what could be going on.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I would also, because I am someone I like to think that I can be a little bit rebellious, or maybe I'm just stubborn. Rich is looking at me like, no, you're not.
I'm just going to wait for you to finish saying what you want to say before I say anything.
In the sense that I don't want to do something just because someone has told me to do it. Like, this is why I didn't like school. I just thought, I don't see the point of doing this. I don't know how I got a doctorate because I didn't pay attention at school. I went for the social life. I didn't see the point learning about physics. I cannot tell you to this day. Have I said this before?
No.
Oh, okay. I feel like I'm having deja vu.
Or maybe not on camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just couldn't see the point of certain subjects.
Yeah.
It just didn't interest me, so I didn't even try. And if anyone forced me to do something, I would dig my heels in deeper and be like, I'm really not going to budge on this because I don't see the point of it. And I also think that we need moments in life where we can actually rebel and we can say no. And if we live lives that are so structured and so ordered without any sense of autonomy and a real sense of like maybe playfulness, risk, adventure, we can find other ways to rebel, and maybe we rebel in ways that aren't helpful to us. So I wonder if there needs to be something that you need to shake up a little bit, disrupt the order a little bit. What do you want your life to look like? You know, and see if you can introduce some variety, take some control. Because I think that's what self-sabotage and destructive behaviours can be sometimes. It's like, I'm gonna take some control back. But in a way that's not empowering or healthy.
Risky control back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you think about what junk food is, it's like that quick high followed by like stodge. It's quite risky. And it's the same with gambling. What's gambling? You know, you spend a quick buck, get that quick high, and then it's like you're pulled in, do it again to try and chase that high. And so I think you're onto something there. Like, are you trying to create excitement in your life? Because maybe this stage that you got to, you thought, right, I've ticked all these boxes. This is meant to be really exciting, and maybe it doesn't feel exciting. Like it just.
Or maybe this is the part of my life that's just meant to be steady.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be a steady Eddie right now. Kids, house. But maybe you don't want it to be.
And it doesn't have to be.
No.
You can be steady and have fun and be risky and have exciting things happen to you.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not in the way. Maybe what you're saying is, I want that, but I don't want it through junk food and gambling.
Yes.
Yet I keep going back to this.
Yeah.
But I wonder if sometimes we choose those options because they're safer as well. So like it's quite, even though it's not great, it's quite safe to go downstairs and open your fridge or go into the snack cupboard and, you know, eat some junk when the whole day you've maybe been on like a healthy eating plan.
Yeah.
And if you've got the financial means to, maybe it can be quite safe to be like, oh, I can just spend that amount of money because actually that doesn't make a difference here or there. So that's just my little bit of fun that I'm having. So there's a safety element, I think, attached to that. But what if you were to go and do something that was risky and adventurous for you that actually required you to take a risk?
Yeah.
Like a more internal risk?
Yeah.
Not a hidden risk. Maybe something that puts yourself out there a bit. Because these behaviours are also quite hidden.
But are they?
Well, I mean, if he's doing it at night, it's not like the whole world's watching, are they? The kids are asleep.
Yes, yes, definitely. I'm thinking in a different way.
What do you mean?
I'm thinking if you're lying next to your partner every night and you are, I'm not saying he's doing this every night, but you are sneaking downstairs, you may think you're being secretive, but also are you kind of telling a message? Are you sending a message? I'm just thinking about the unconscious process here. I'm sure your partner is aware that that is what you are doing. Even if they haven't caught you every time you've done it, I'm sure they know that that's what you're doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Do you want to be caught?
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what's the hidden message here?
Yeah.
What are you actually trying to send out to your partner, maybe? Because if you want to engage in these destructive behaviors, why aren't you doing them in the midst of everyone else? Why are you trying to hide it?
Yeah.
Do you want to actually send a message? I don't know. And I don't know what.
I was going to say, what's the message?
What's the message?
Maybe this conversation will help you to uncover that.
Yeah.
But it feels like you want something to change. It feels like you either can't make the change yourself or you want someone to call you up on it.
Maybe they already have.
I also want to know, like, if you want to make the change, who is it for? Is it for you? Or is it for this wider family?
Yeah.
And this image? Like, I think that's another part to this. It's unhealthy, it's destructive. Is it? Or are you being told that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, like, the quantity, the quality of these behaviours. So it's not up to us to make a judgment on that.
Could you remind me how he said he said he had some feelings at the end? Unworthiness?
Oh yeah, these ones we've kind of like bypassed them. Shame, unworthiness and sadness.
So I wonder, where have you gotten that information from that you're unworthy? And maybe the secrecy is about the shame then. And the sadness. Do people know that you're sad? And do you know what you're sad about exactly? And what makes you feel like you're not worthy? Those are some strong words, some strong feelings that you've kind of attached to you or your identity, your sense of self. So is it that are you trying to cover up those feelings? Are you trying to escape those feelings? But maybe you need to understand where those feelings came from before you can actually start to shift them.
Yeah, because I don't think it's helpful to attach the feelings to the behaviour. I think the behaviour is symbolic of something deeper. So, you know, when we hear of, or when people talk about people's like self-destructive behaviours, which can be anything from like food, alcohol, drugs,
Lying,
cheating, gambling, self-harming, like they're all behaviours, but there's always something going on underneath that, and that behaviour is often a communication for something that either is unconscious and can't be articulated yet, or you don't feel safe enough to articulate it, so it comes out in that behavioural way. So I would try and link those feelings back to that, what's going on underneath those behaviours.
Yeah.
So the shame isn't necessarily about the junk food and the gambling. The shame is something deeper there. Well, what part of your identity are you feeling shameful about?
Yeah. I feel like we have this recommendation all the time, but I would recommend therapy for this
Yeah.
actually, because you want some help to go deeper. And I think that being in a therapy chair with a therapist week in, week out, with nowhere to hide, may actually expose what is going on underneath.
In a very safe way.
In a safe way and a contained way.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, because there's only so far you can go on your own and trying to figure things out trying to figure things out objectively when you're in it. But sometimes it's through the stillness, it's through the blockages. I've got nothing to say, or nothing happened this week, or this happened but it's insignificant. Through those things you can start with someone, you can start to get a bigger picture as to what is going on.
I think this person would, if they went to therapy, they would have a lot of visceral experiences, because even just now, like when I was just thinking about what they were saying, that's why I've pulled it up again. I was thinking, gosh, there's so many parts of this that are causing a visceral experience for me, that I can imagine if this person took this to therapy, like the shame, the unworthiness, I reckon their body
would give up
so much. And when you were writing this, I wonder, did your body say anything to you? Did your body communicate anything to you as this was coming out?
Yeah.
Did it feel quite cathartic?
Yeah.
Did you feel like I almost have this image of, acupuncture, where you put a needle into a muscle and then you take it out and then it's just like a relaxation.
Sorry, my mind went to acupuncture that I've had, and it definitely was not.
Was it not?
No, but it was for an injury, so it was very painful.
I think I'm thinking about when I've had it and I didn't realise like the intention of it.
Yeah.
And I had that very feeling. It's just making me think of this person of, you at the end you write, how can I get past this? I don't think it's about getting past it yet. I think it's about sitting with it.
Yeah.
And finding, as Vicky said, a professional that can sit with it, with you, and carry you through it slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Not get past it, make sense of it.
Yeah.
Make sense of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll tell you why this is also important, because I feel like we've gone through different layers of this. We've thought about, it could be this, it could be that. We've had a bit of fun with it, or it could be, I don't know, maybe you need to take more risks in life, maybe you need to have a bit more venture, but also it could be something quite deep. And I'm just thinking about your age as well, and how there could be the tendency to kind of just carry on, just mask it. But also we know that men of this age group are very likely to take their lives. And
you're at a really vulnerable age.
You're quite vulnerable. So I would say, please get some support and some help.
I was, as you were saying that, I literally before was thinking about it, because I read it, the top part again, and I thought, the presentation of I'm this man, I've got everything, I'm meant to be good.
Yeah.
But I'm not good.
Yeah.
I'm meant to be good. And so I also want, and so I think getting that help is really important, because are you trying to show the world as well? Do you feel like there's this pressure on your shoulders that you're meant to show like you're good and that everything's okay, when actually
it's not.
Like after the third sentence, you're not okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And rather than judging yourself and telling yourself, that you're shameful, you're unworthy, like the sadness is not okay, I think actually you need someone to tell you that, it's okay when you're not okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to then berate yourself further for feeling all of this. You don't have to hound yourself for these behaviours. Let's just show it a bit of compassion and understanding.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you for sharing that. we kind of went, ooh, like
We did.
we went through the rounds there, but I actually think this is quite a deep one. So
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I hope out of everything you've heard us say, you need some support. It's okay for you to have some support. It's okay for you not to be okay. We've heard you.
We heard you.
We've heard you.
We heard you. And you don't, this isn't about, I guess one thing I want to come back to again is your presentation. You don't have to figure this out with intelligence.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, sit with the feelings.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. If you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to put them down below. And yeah, it's been great.
It has. If you have any dilemmas, please send them to us. Follow us on our socials. But for now, this is Dr. Ritz.
And this is Dr. Vicky.
And we'll see you soon on the therapy floor.
Bye.
Bye. This is Dr. Ritz.
And Dr. Vicky.
Remember to like, subscribe, and follow us on our social media channels.